Yo, what's up, y'all? This is episode 4 of the Counterculture Podcast. Y'all already know what it is. We got my dog J.A.L. Boogie. We got my dog Gary G Money in the building. Y'all know how we do. We getting into it. Y'all, let them know what the topic is for the day.
All right, Michigan shit.
Hey.
Okay.
Michigan shit. So this is all about Michigan, all things Michigan. We're going to talk to you about what it means to be a Michigan artist. We're going to talk about some of the relationships you got with people in Michigan. So this is the Mitten episode right here.
Hey.
Let's get it popping.
Dope.
And love to all my Michiganders. I'm Michigan born and raised. Already Flint, Michigan, North Side. Yes, indeed. Flint Powers, St. John Vianney. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the truth is the truth. So, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to all my people. Shouts to Northern, Northwestern, Southwestern, Central, Carmen, Beecher. I give Beecher love too, even though they don't be liking to be included in when people talk about Flint. You know what I'm saying? But shouts to just the whole Michigan, Flint, Saginaw, Bay City, Pontiac, Grand Rapids, Lansing. Let's get into it, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. Beecher Flint too. They Flint.
Yeah, I consider Beecher Flint.
We rap for Beecher too.
Yeah,
the Beecher creatures gonna be in the comments, man. Like, not from Flint.
Well, you know what? Because you are correct. I do have to remember that. Yeah, the comments is gonna be popping. So, Beecher, we love y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, we all fam. We all fam. We all fam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what G Money over there calling them creatures. No, they did say that.
Right, he definitely did.
Like Beecher creatures. I'm like, I never heard that before.
Oh wait, no, I'm the only one. I thought that's what. So like growing up, I remember that's what people used to call them, like in order to make fun and poke fun at them. Beecher don't come from head. No,
I don't know if they appreciate that.
All my Beecher people, I'm not co-signing that statement.
I'm
not co-signing the term Beecher creatures, dog. I, Jan Freeman, have never heard the term Beecher creature in my life. As a matter of fact, Gary, I think you might have just created the term Beecher creature.
I promise.
Hey, I'm fucking around. I'm putting it all on you.
Like, chime in the comments. Like, I know I'm not the only one that heard about.
Nah, you ain't the only one that ever heard that. Okay. I definitely heard the term before, but that is a derogatory term, G Money, and we will not use the term Beecher creature on this podcast. You understand me?
I wonder why nobody from Beecher never like capitalized on that though. Like, I ain't seen no t-shirts, no hats, no music.
Go drop it, bro.
It was meant to be a diss.
Abort, bro.
Like, it was meant to be a diss, I believe, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it was never a good thing, bro.
I mean, nigga was originally a diss. Like, we made something out of nothing with nigga.
Y'all want to know what that made me think of, though? And I don't want to know, and I'm sure in the comments they're going to let us know. Is there a derogatory Flint word for like Flint people that we don't know about because we from Flint and we just don't know it, but secretly like Saginaw and Detroit people call us some wild shit that we don't know about?
Right.
I want to know too, but I don't want to know, but I want to know.
I want to know, but I don't want to know.
Man. Yeah, I remember.
Shout out to Beecher, man. Most of my serious girlfriends came from Beecher, so you know what I'm saying. Like,
hey, you know what? And I'm gonna co-sign that statement too. Hey, and people can say whatever they want, but I made a Facebook post about this one time. First of all, some of the most down ass chicks is from Beecher. The most loyal, real ass chicks I ever dated was from Beecher. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, one of my first girlfriends was from Beecher. Yeah.
So shouts to Beecher. And anybody that's watching this that might not, so we got to let people know. Assuming that people are watching this that's not from Michigan and we spending so much time talking about Beecher. So Beecher is like a subsect of Flint. Like, so there's Flint and then there's like little, there's like cities that are kind of, what would you call Beecher? Because it's not a city, is it? Or is it, what is it, a county?
I don't think it's just like, it's a district between Flint and Mount Morris. So it kind of borders on both. But yeah, I think it's just like a district. I'm not sure what they consider Beecher because there's no Beecher on mail. Like your mail either gonna say Flint or Mount Morris, I believe,
Right.
when you
You know
go out there.
the wild thing about Beecher? Beecher it's a school district.
Yeah.
It's a school district, like Westwood Heights School District.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
it's a school district, and that's why it borders like two different cities. It borders like the northern part of Flint, and then basically like more Mount Morris than Flint.
Okay.
But Beecher is so strong in terms of its identity. Like you would think it's a city, like just
Well,
how
yeah.
hard they represent for themselves.
They rep for Beecher, and I like the way that they kind of stick together. Beecher's like a big family.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, anybody that's not from Flint or from Michigan that's watching this, like, it's like Flint and Beecher literally have two different identities. The way they rep for, you know what I'm saying, they part of town, it's like a whole different like identity. They got their whole just culture out in Beecher. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for everybody that's watching this a little, man, we starting with some Flint history for y'all and going into Michigan history, talking about Michigan shit, and Beecher is definitely Michigan shit, you feel me? So yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, it's like Jay just broke down, it's like a district that's a part of Flint, but they rep where they from so much that they have their own identity to themselves, to where it's like Flint and Beecher feels like two different cities, for real.
No doubt.
You got their own water system.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
like
know this is the
Detroit.
Michigan episode, and I guess we go get into water eventually. But at one point, we in Flint, and this is hard to fathom in 2025, but at one point, Flint people used to talk shit about Beecher water because it was
we did.
water.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Right.
No,
At one point, I
we
want some
wish we
Beecher
had
water.
Beecher water.
I think some Beecher water or Flint water at one point.
I seen a meme and they just couldn't wait for our water to get fucked up too. Cause I remember I seen a meme from a Beecher person that was like, bet y'all ain't talking shit now, Flint. Bet y'all. I'm like,
Right.
like, okay, we had that coming because we used to shit on their water for years. They water really did, like, literally, they water smelled like 3 hard-boiled eggs. And every time I would go visit, my cousin.
Not two, not one, but 3.
This have become
Be very specific.
Beecher episode.
Oh my gosh.
And Beecher people, y'all know it's true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not coming at y'all or whatever the case, but y'all know it's true. Like, that, it was crazy. So for a long time, you know, Beecher water was kind of like a running joke in Flint, and in Beecher, like, they water was like a running joke, and then our water got fucked up, and it was the big payback.
Oh man, yeah.
So, John, listen, man, we're talking about Michigan shit, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So on the song, you collab with Royce the 5'9". Can you tell us how that came about and speak to the process about making that song happen?
So, for one, I got nothing but good things to say about Royce the 5'9", his brother Kid Vicious. Man, just super solid dudes. And how it came about was I first met Royce the 5'9" when I was like trying to establish myself, just performing any and everywhere. And I think I had a show and it was somewhere like Clio or something like that. It was a spot that was kind of random. And I remember Kid Vicious and Royce the 5'9" was performing there, and I was one of the opening acts for them. And I can remember my manager at the time went and hollered at him, and then we went and hollered at Royce, and he was just cool from day one. And I think this was might have been like 2010, 2011 maybe, is when I first met Royce. And he was just cool from that point on. I'm talking about we exchanged numbers. He'd always like reach out and give advice, and if he could lend a helping hand and all of that. So, you know, I ended up messing with Aftermath in 2013, 14. So this is long before there was any prospects of Jon Connor becoming anything, or you know what I'm saying, elevating past just where he met me at. He was just being a solid dude, just being a good dude, and we always kept in touch. Even as my career progressed, I remember Slaughterhouse had a show at SOBs in New York, and he had me as one of the opening acts at SOBs, which was crazy because at that particular time too, I was man in SOBs heavy. Which for those who don't know, SOBs is like a legendary venue in New York. It's just a lot of historic shit in hip hop has went down at SOBs, but I can remember that. I got like a lot of good memories of Royce the 5'9" like while I was coming up. So we had already established a relationship, and I had already wanted to get on a record with him or get him on something on one of my projects. But I didn't feel like I was ready. When I first met him in 2010, I felt like lyrically I wasn't ready. He was gonna tear my motherfucking ass up. Pause. Like, you know what I'm saying, on the on a record. You feel me? You know what? As important as it is of knowing what you're good at, you got to know what you're not good at. You got to know when you're ready and when you're not ready. And even though I had a relationship with Royce at that point in 2010, 2011, I wasn't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? But by the time we get to 2013, I ended up developing a relationship with Denon Porter, who is Eminem's best friend and also Eminem's hype man, and also
Producer.
produced PIMP for 50 Cent, produced Stunt 101 for G Unit. So me and Denon ended up getting cool because I was and trust me, y'all, I'm being long-winded for a purpose. It's all gonna tie in. So Denon had discovered my music on like the blogs at the time, like Hot New Hip Hop, Rap Radar, all of those joints. So I remember Denon reaching out to me. So me and him got close. And I remember telling Denon that I wanted to get Royce on the joint that I had, which sampled California Dreamin', which ended up turning out to be Michigan shit. And Denon was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make that happen." He was like, come to the studio. He was like, Royce gonna be there today. Come to the studio. He was like asking he was like asking him to do it while y'all there in person. So then he can't get out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come to the studio and ask him in person and then see if he'll do it right then and there. So so we end up going to Detroit, me and my manager at the time. We go to Detroit. And okay, Roy's there. We already knew each other. Denon is there. We kicking it, and I'm like, Royce, man, I got this joint. I want you to get on. I'm talking about my nigga. I had to be already ready. This was a plan from the jump. Like, I am going to this studio session to get this record done. So we go to the studio. I already had the beat in my email just in case he said yeah, because there's always a possibility he just might be like, man, I ain't even in that type of mood today, or I'm chilling today. So I'm like, Royce, I got this joint, man. Will you please get on this joint? And he was like, yeah, you got it? You got it with you? And I was like, yeah. I pulled it up. He went into the other room. Me and my manager sat there until he recorded it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it happened, man.
Dang,
Okay, so what year was this? That this song was the Michigan.
So this would have to be 2013.
Okay, so this is right before Aftermath.
Yep.
The Aftermath. Yep. And you said that this song samples California Dreamin'.
Yep. Produced by a cat named Bricks. Shout out to Bricks, wherever you are, my friend.
You peeped that connection though?
That is crazy. That's sample. It is. Crazy. All of that's
right
kind of crazy.
Before you go out to California.
Ain't that crazy?
Man, okay, that's look, I kind of got chills a little bit.
It is crazy. And then
I was like, the Michigan shit song samples California Dreamin', and then later on that year you off to California with Aftermath.
Ain't that nuts?
Crazy.
That's wild.
God moves in mysterious ways, and then the fact that it came together through Denon, who was cool with Eminem, who Eminem is signed to Dre, and then M and Royce is crazy.
Listen,
all the connections, man.
What they say? Man plans and God laughs. Well,
God
like
laughs,
you know what I got. You just don't know what I got for you.
Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yep, that's how we came together. We had knew each other for a minute, but I didn't feel like I was ready. But by 2013, I definitely felt like I was in my bag as an MC. Like, and then it was the blog era, and I was putting out music at that time, much like I'm doing now. I was putting out music every week, so it's like I was gaining momentum and gaining confidence. I felt like at that time it made sense for Jon Connor and Royce the 5'9", for Jon Connor to have a record with Royce the 5'9". I felt like as an MC, I had went through the proving grounds. I felt that at that point. You know what I'm saying? And it was just dope as fuck because like we already had the connection, we had the love for each other, and he did it. As soon as I asked him, it wasn't even like no had to convince him or no shit like that. It was, you got it with you? And I'm like, yeah. He said, all right, pull it up. And he did it.
I love.
So let me ask this, y'all. So Michigan shit, which is on the Vehicle City album, right? So
Unconscious State album.
Unconscious State. Okay, I'm sorry. We just finished recording Vehicle City episodes. So I got Vehicle City on my mind. So
nah, you good.
So we're talking 2013 right now. So, of course, like, we want to go throughout like, years of your career, with these questions. And so my next question is, I wonder if before this Michigan shit song was recorded, like when was the first time you felt like an artist from Michigan? Like, was it before, right? Because so I'm thinking with the Michigan shit song in 2013, you were primarily a Michigan artist during that time. So I don't know if like people kind of approached you a certain kind of way, like, oh, this is Jon, he from Flint, that kind of thing. Was it before or after this song where you first felt like, people identified you as being a Michigan-based artist?
I think in 2010, 2011, when I started to travel and when I started to tour, when I started to have to go to New York a lot, like that's when I knew that's when I first felt the weight of you're truly representing and carrying where you from on your back. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're doing shows in Michigan, everybody from Michigan, so it's not really something that you think about. You know what I mean? But when I started to travel, I started to realize, wow, when I do this tribute part of my show where I play MC Breeze, Ain't No Future in Your Frontin' for a bunch of New York people, I'm the closest thing they ever seen to Michigan breed, our culture, like, cause they don't have no, like, that's when the reality hit, like, wow, um, no matter where you from, you're in a bubble and you think that the things that matter to you matter to everybody else. And it's only when you get outside the bubble you realize it don't. So it's like, oh shit, nothing about my culture means anything to people from New York, people from LA, people from Atlanta. So it's my job to make other communities care about my story, which is also Michigan's story, which is Flint's story. Is my job, it's my responsibility to wear the culture on my back. Because if you don't have a pride in where you from, if you don't take on that responsibility, then the lineage and the legacy of where you come from will die. So I understood that. It was like standing on those stages in New York. It was like, wow, I am the first time these people are having to give a fuck about a Michigan artist that's not Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Or that's not Royce or something like that. And then especially being from Flint, it's just like they really don't, like, they really have no need to care about Flint at that time. You know what I'm saying? This is before, of course, Flint now is having a boom period with artists from Flint being able to get situations and move around and do what they got to do. But at the time that I was doing it, it was just me. I can't stress that enough. There was literally no other rappers from Flint like taking it to these platforms that I was having to go perform in front of at the time. So when you in New York and you got a bunch of New York people just looking at you like, who is this nigga? We don't give a fuck. He better be dope. If he whack, we gonna boo him. So I knew like I gotta be dope, not just for me. Cause if I'm whack, everybody in here from New York is gonna think Michigan niggas is whack. You feel me? Every time I'm on stage in LA, it's not just Jon Connor's whack. Yeah, it was a nigga from Michigan up there. He whack. Michigan niggas is whack. Like, so if I'm not dope, I'm letting the whole Michigan down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every time I go to Shade 45 or Hip Hop Nation or Hip Hop or Double XL or whatever, that's on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be nice. I can't just be all right. I gotta be dope as fuck, because if my Double XL freestyle is whack, it ain't just Jon Connor whack. That nigga from Michigan whack. That nigga from Flint was whack. That's what it becomes in every room that you step in. And I felt the responsibility of that. So when did I start really understanding, oh shit, I'm not just a Flint artist, I'm a Michigan artist. You know, and that transcends to everything too. That transcends into being black. There's been times where it's like, I'm a black artist. Like, and people don't think about that. When you own that stage, there's some audiences where you perform in front of where ain't a black face in the audience. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you carry like a lot of weight when you on that stage and you represent yourself, your culture, your city, your state. But I would say when I first started traveling, when I first started having to go to New York and do radio and do press and do like shows, like I really understood like, wow, I got Flint and I got Michigan on my back, because every time I open my mouth, these people are judging me, and at the same time judging the entire Michigan based on if I'm good or not.
Was it like a particular like moment in 2010, maybe in New York? Like, was it a particular show when somebody said something, or maybe like an interview when somebody, you know, referenced like, you know, we got John here from Michigan? Like, was there anything in 2010 that you could point to specifically that,
Bruh, you see,
you
I
know?
can't keep the smile off my face because it's a particular memory as soon as you said that. Bro, rest in peace to my dog DJ K Slay. I love K Slay. Oh my God, that is my nigga for forever.
Shout out to K Slay, man.
Yeah, rest
No
in
doubt,
peace.
no doubt.
It was a show. Listen, so at the time, I ain't really had bread like that. You feel me? So when I'm traveling, I'm not traveling deep as fuck like I would later start to travel, like when I started getting a little paper. Like at this particular time, so this show K Slay was doing, it was in a grimy ass club in New York. I'm talking about, fuck it, I'll be a man about it. I was a little shook. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just me and my DJ. I had literally, if some shit popped off, I literally have no backup. I'm fucked. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm at this grimy ass club in New York, and I'm talking about New York crowds are tough anyway. They ready to boo a motherfucker. Like, they want you. You know what I'm saying? They just ready to boo you. Just
Right,
Straight
right.
Apollo style, like Sandman
Right.
coming out the back, like
yeah, Sandman gonna come get you up.
about to
Move
clean
this
you up.
man.
you you getting booed at like a regular show, like, bro, the fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They even
Like, you know,
they're
so
amateurs to be at a certain level of talent. Like if you just starting out, they still like, hey, you got to come correct.
that's a fact. So we at this K Slay show. It's grimy as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I don't think the only girls that was in there was the two girls that, like, I was dating an artist from New York at the time, and she came with us to the show. And I can remember her pep talk was, yo, he got you going there? Oh my God. Like, yo, I'm gonna come with you, yo, cause you don't know, that club is crazy, yo. So now I'm in my own head, like, oh shit. So
Slay, hold on, I got follow up, man. So you think Slade was hazing you a little bit? Was it hazing?
I think two things can be true at the same time. I think that Slay, oh man, God just gave me the answer. What Slay believed in me. he knew he believed in his heart of hearts like that I was one of the nicest motherfuckers. Like he used to tell me that all the time. Like when he would call me to get on a joint, he'd be like, I don't give a fuck, you nice, you nigga, you one of the nicest motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck what a nigga say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was on that. And I felt like he felt the same way that my first manager did. Because my first manager used to have me, for anybody that's from Flint, when I was coming up, I had to perform in Mona's, Arlene's, Times Square, Palm Tree. These are all clubs, for y'all that don't know, they got one way in, one way out, and gangsta ass niggas was in there like on a nightly basis.
Right.
And my my manager used to say, my old manager used to be like, hey man, you better be dope, folks, so we don't get robbed in this motherfucker. And so connecting that to K Slay, I think that K Slay believed in me that much too. Like, I know you that dope. I know I can put you in front of the grimiest niggas in New York, and it ain't no way that they not gonna like you. And I wore that like a badge. When my first manager used to do that shit, I took it as that too, because it was like, I know you dope, and I'm comfortable with putting you in front of these niggas that don't give a fuck about hip hop, rap, none of that shit. And I know we gonna make it out here because I know you dope. And that was what I felt like K Slay was doing. It was, I know you dope. Get up there and do what you do. If you just do what you do and don't let these motherfuckers scare you, then you gonna be all right. So I get up there, man, and I can remember the dude, because Slay was like at the door, like watching people come in, greeting people and all that type of shit. So it was another DJ nigga that was like introducing me, right? So now mind you, it's me and my DJ K-Mo, shouts to DJ K-Mo. It's dark as fuck. I can tell we from Flint, so y'all know that energy when you know that it's multiple guns in the fucking building. You feel me? Multiple guns is in the building. The DJ already don't like me because I'm from Michigan and I'm from Flint, right? So I'm talking about, I'm going up to him the whole night. So man, when do I go on? Yeah, I got you. He's showing me off, giving me the little nigga shit. Yeah.
No nigga shit.
I end up having to go to, I went to Slay, like, Slay, when do I go on? He's like, yo, tell him to put you on right now. I'm like, man, this motherfucker is not hearing nothing I'm saying. So I go back up to the DJ like, yo, man, Slay said for me, like, yo, son, I got you. So I'm talking about, he just, the DJ shitting on me like crazy. So, but what's happening in me as an Aries is my fire is building like, oh, I'm about to rip this motherfucker. Like, I'm about to go crazy. When I get this microphone, you was never gonna play me ever again. So I look at my DJ eyes. He's scared to the motherfucker too. So I'm like, damn, we can't both be scared, dog. So now
Oh shit.
I'm like, bro, we can't both be scared, or we definitely gonna get robbed, bro. Because they go smell the fear on both of us and shit. So look, so I boss up. I shake it off. You know what I'm saying? I shake off being scared. The Flint dog come out of me like, fuck that. These niggas go respect me. Fuck that. So I finally get on the mic. I do my thing. And I literally, as I'm looking off the stage, I'm watching this group of motherfuckers that was ready to boo me. And like I said, when the DJ introduced me, that I can't leave that part out, because he like, this my man from where you from? I think that nigga might have said I was from Milwaukee or some shit like that. And I had to go Michigan, man. I'm from I'm from Michigan. He from Michigan. He from Detroit. Y'all give him some noise. Make some noise. It was the most lackluster fucking introduction of all time. God. And then finally, I get the mic. I do my thing, and I watch the I watched the potential hate turn into respect and love. And even from the DJ, that nigga had to give me props. Like, but that night in particular, I can remember being like, oh shit. Every time I step on the stage and everywhere I go and everything I do, if I'm not at the crib, I am literally repping for the crib. If I was to get robbed tonight, they robbed that Michigan nigga. If I was to, you know what I'm saying? If I don't move correctly, so it transcended beyond just having to rap good. It's nigga, you gotta move right. It's about your presentation. You know what I'm saying? It's about how you interact with people, down to your motherfucking handshake. And if you look a man in his eyes, you are representing Michigan, because the next time these people in New York or LA, Miami, Chicago meet another Michigan person, you become the standard that they're judging them by. You become, oh yeah, yeah, Jon Connor from Michigan, man. Oh man, y'all some real niggas. You feel me? Jon Connor a real nigga. Now y'all is all real niggas. It could be the most hoe ass nigga ever, but now y'all all real niggas. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because of the one interaction they had with a Michigan person, now everybody gets to wear that y'all real niggas. And that works in a positive and a negative. But I would like to think that the way that I carry myself and move through the industry, I always think about that. And I always try to move to where the next Michigan person got it a little bit easier, or I left a dope ass reputation behind for the next group of Michigan people that come after me.
Word, word.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's dope.
Milwaukee is
That's
crazy.
dope.
That motherfucker said,
Milwaukee.
I think you met from Milwaukee. I'm like, and no disrespect to anybody watching this from Milwaukee, but I'm from Michigan, and that motherfucker just thought of the first state that started with M and said it, and he just didn't care, man.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. So, John, have you ever brought any artists from, whether they're from New York, LA, or anywhere else in the country? Have you ever brought any artists to Flint? And what was their initial reaction, and what was their experience? If so.
Wow. Excuse me. First I'll start with, more times than not, I would bring directors to shoot my videos in Flint. I always wanted all of my videos to be at the crib. So we would fly directors out from New York and LA and Atlanta. And I remember one of the first directors that he did a video of mine called Epic, and another one called The Message, Around the World in a Day, and he did one more. A Maniac. They were all off for this project I did called Season 1. And when he got to Flint, he was looking around and he was just like, yo, this shit look like a movie set. He was like, I can't believe this is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for people that's watching this that have never been to Flint, what he meant by that was, it's so many abandoned houses, burned up houses, boarded up schools, abandoned buildings, like fucking playgrounds that's torn down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like the director was just like, man, this shit look like a war zone. Like, this is crazy. So a lot of times when I would bring people from out of town here, not to compare struggles with people, but it's like, I feel like they appreciated they struggle once they saw ours, because ours is just a different, it's just a different type of struggle, a different type of come up. So a lot of times when I would bring directors here, they were just shocked, just at just the scenery in Flint. Like I say, the thing that I would hear the most is, this shit looks like a war zone. This shit looked like a bomb went off. And they would become, and not that they were downing us, it was just out of just kind of just surprised by it. And then they would go into wanting to understand how Flint got to be the way that it is, because then I would go on to tell them, yo, Flint wasn't always like this. Like, Flint ain't look like this when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, Flint wasn't never Beverly Hills, but it wasn't as aesthetically fucked up as it is now. You know what I'm saying? So it just then started to go into me just trying to give people history lessons and educating people on Flint and our culture, and and why we are so prideful. A lot of people don't understand, like when Clarissa Shields be doing her thing boxing, of why she's so prideful. I think that that's embedded in all of us, because we understand what we had to go through to make something out of ourselves. It's not just the scenery, sometimes it's the mentality. Like, if you live in the hood in Los Angeles, and I'm not discrediting anybody's poverty, because poverty is fucked up everywhere, no matter where you from. But at least if you live in Los Angeles, I still see palm trees. I can still go to a beach. I can still go to the pier. You know what I'm saying? I can still there are still things that are dope about LA, like you know what I'm saying, that I can escape the hood for a second. Man, if you live in New York, dog, that's where they shoot fucking Saturday Night Live and the Tonight Show and the Apollo. Like y'all can go to another borough. Y'all got beautiful skylines and shit like that. In Flint, if you make it or make something out of yourself from Flint, you grew up looking at the bare minimum. Like your dreams is literally all you have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up seeing GM. That's not like a fucking like skyline or like, you know what I'm saying? Or nothing like that. We grew up seeing the shop, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? Like, so I just think that, when people come here, it makes them respect us 10 times more. You know, it's one thing to hear about it. It's another thing when you actually see that we really come from the mud for real, for real. But as far as artists, that's funny. Just recently, I just did a project called Twin Flames with an artist by the name of Tootsie the Rapper. She's from the Bay Area in California. And damn, I'm trying to think. She thought Flint was cool. She didn't really get to see it though because it was snowing outside. So it kind of, you know what I'm saying? You got to see Flint when the snow melt and you see Flint for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just my answer to that question is normally when people will come from out of town to Flint, they will be shocked at just what it looked like. And it would normally be my job to educate them on how Flint got this way and just our mentality and having to tell them, you know what I'm saying, just about our drive and our ambition and how we not a type of people that let things defeat us. We let that shit drive us and motivate us.
Right.
Dope.
Let me ask you this question. Has anybody ever talked shit about Flint to you? And how did you respond if they were, out of town or, did anybody talk shit about Flint and how did you respond to that situation?
I'm gonna keep it so real. I got a funny story first, but first I'm gonna answer the question, then give you the funny story.
Okay.
You know who talk about Flint the most?
Flint people.
Detroit people.
You just nailed it. Detroit people shit on Flint people the most.
Shit.
Like
okay.
under
We they beat you.
Under Detroit beacher.
We they beacher, yes. Flint is Detroit's beacher. That's a fact. I mean, it is shit.
Yes.
Hey, that's a real statement. Man, anybody who get mad at that, because y'all know Flint people love to get mad about dumb shit. So it's like, it's just truth. Like, come on, man, knock it off. Flint is Detroit's beacher. We are, and we
get mad.
We love
get
it.
Mad about
Right.
You feel me? We love Flint because that's where we from, but it's the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just the truth.
Right.
But yeah, I would say both of y'all right though. L Boogie, you right. The number one hater of Flint people is other Flint people. That's until they go out of town and then they just love Flint to the fucking
Flint.
Yo, I be seeing like I be seeing in like Atlanta, they be having like all of the Flint people, like a Flint day, or like it'd be like a Flint picnic. Like, where the fuck was the Flint picnic when everybody was in Flint? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why we wait till we leave, then we just love Flint so much. But when we hear you could not get a motherfucker to vouch for you to save your life. So but yeah, the number one hater of Flint people is other Flint people, and then at a close second is Detroit people. I can remember being on an airplane one time, and like it was these, and I'm gonna keep it so real. Detroit got some of the baddest women in the world. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? They in my top five, like, of baddest women in the United States. Detroit people is in my top five. Detroit women is in my top five. But I'm on an airplane, and it was these two little chicks. They was kind of bad. And I remember, I think I was sitting here and then they were next to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, where you from? Blah, blah. And we were having a nice conversation. And she like, yeah, I'm from Detroit, blah, blah, blah. She told me whatever side of town or whatever shit. And she like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Flint. If y'all could have seen the look on her face go from like comfort, love, and joy to disgust, disdain, and, and fucking, you feel me? And then she was like, you from Flint? She was like, you don't act like you from Flint. I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm like, what is that supposed to mean?
Right,
So then
right.
she was like, I don't know. Y'all Flint niggas, I don't know. So Flint, Detroit, the bottom line, Detroit people hate Flint people for some reason. I don't know.
It's almost like you thought you was homeless.
Right. You from Flint?
Like we on the same plane. We on the same road.
plane.
Like, but I'm less than you all of a sudden.
Right. And I don't know, but it go back to what J.A. said. I think that's how they view us, like how the Flint and Beecher thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think there's this like little brother complex. Y'all ain't as good as us. Y'all ain't this as us, or whatever the case. Which is interesting because I feel like we made our mark in hip hop before Detroit did. I feel like MC Breed was the first Michigan hip hop artist to have a deal. And if I'm wrong in the comments, y'all fact check me. But I feel like MC Breed was putting on before Detroit got put on.
Yeah.
And y'all can look that up in the comments, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not shitting on Detroit or nothing like that, but I think I've always found the Detroit Flint dynamic interesting. That, we from the same state, but it is definitely a segregation between Flint people and Detroit people. And you know what? Maybe it's deep. Maybe it's all black people, man. Like, cause feel me, black folks love to separate ourselves. Like, first we'll go from, all right, this my state, and then no, this my city, no, this my block, no, this my street, no, this my, you feel me? And it just get dumber and dumber when it's really we should all connect and be riding together. But
Right.
it's ridiculous. But I just damn, I think I didn't skated so far past the initial question that I gotta. What was the initial question?
The original question was, has anybody talked shit about Flint?
Oh yeah, Detroit people. Yeah, Detroit people. Yeah,
Detroit people, they talk shit.
yeah, yeah. Everywhere else is love. I seen Lil Boosie say this, and I think that it's a true statement. He said, everywhere else treats you like a superstar because you from out of town. That's like back in elementary school. Like when the new kid come in and he got like an accent because he from somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter where the fuck he from. Like, he could be from anywhere and the girls gonna like him because he got an accent. That's what it feels like being a rapper going to another state, like, or another city. They don't give a fuck where you from. Is you a star? You like this artifact from somewhere else, from another planet and shit. So when you go out of town, you treat it like a star. Like, it's, oh shit. When I first got signed, I remember I was walking down the street in Burbank. I can't make this shit up. I was in Burbank, California. It was a restaurant outside. It was a white girl. She was on a date with her guy. I'm guessing it was her guy. It could have been friends. I don't know. But it was a white girl, white guy. I'm walking. It's an outside restaurant. She said, "Oh shit, Jon Connor." And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How you doing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? That would have, nigga, that don't happen in Flint to this day. I went to the farmer's market a couple days ago. Nigga, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's, oh shit. What up, Jon Connor? What up?
That nigga Jon Connor.
Say light love, boy.
Light love, dog.
You think he all that?
Right. You know what? I think, you know what, man? I think Flint cats, man, they have a hard time. Like, they don't want to be starstruck, awestruck, like with celebrity. They just try to play this little cool role, like, hey, what's up, Jon Connor? You know what I'm saying? Or just, what's up, so and so? Okay, I see you. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it's all love. I don't want, at the same time, I would never want nobody to just kiss my ass or nothing. But the thing is, like, I just find it funny that it'll be people in Flint, right? And it'll be like a situation where the person, so being in show business for a while, you kind of get certain radars that go off. So I can tell when somebody notices who I am, you know what I'm saying, from the music shit, right? Even through my like peripheral, I could tell if a motherfucker looking too hard or they standing looking weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand like what it is. it will be motherfuckers that really will be looking like, but just come say what up. I'm not gonna play you or nothing like that. I'm actually gonna be grateful for the love. But I've seen dudes like stand there and have that like, oh, this nigga ain't nobody, or it's like, bro, it's love. Like I appreciate
Mhm.
you. I want to give the love back, but I would say, yeah, man, out of town, you treated like a superstar at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Nope, ain't happening.
Damn.
I mean, it goes back to biblical times, though, right? Because what's one of the quotes that Jesus had about a prophet goes without honor except in his own country. So
Mm.
even during biblical times, Jesus was basically like, man, like outside of my hometown, people view me as the savior, right? Like they look at
Right.
me a particular kind of way, but here I'm Mary baby.
Yep. Yep.
I gotta leave
That's just
town to
Mary
be the
baby.
man.
Hey baby, come turn some of this water to wine for the wedding real quick.
Yep.
That rap that you do, baby.
Yep. And
It's
that's
like
what it is.
when your mom
That's what
had
it
you come
is.
dance
Did
for
I
company.
answer the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So actually, I gotta follow up though to this question. And I thought you was about to get into it. Do
Well,
you have any beefs with any artists from Michigan? And if so, how did it start?
you know what? I'm gonna keep it so real. Um, I never would allow myself to beef with artists. Like never, never. It was artists that tried, especially when I was like coming up. It was so many diss records that I had to ignore. You know what I'm saying? But I had to, and there was a couple times that I actually like had man to man conversations with artists, like because at the end of the day, man, I don't portray or claim to be no tough guy, but I am a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so if somebody's saying something about me and we in the same place at the same time, then we about to talk, like, or whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. And if you gonna hit me or do whatever you feel like you're gonna do, okay, but we're still that's not gonna change my perspective. That's not gonna make me not come holla at you, you know what I'm saying? So nine times out of ten, when people I can't even like I say no. So to answer your question, no, I've never had beef with no artist, but it was a lot of artists that tried to have beef with me simply based off of the fact at the time that I was gaining momentum and that I started getting notoriety outside of Flint and outside of Michigan. So I just avoided that type of shit. My mentality from when I was a kid was, and I'm gonna just be real. There was a lot of times where in Flint people would be like, "I'm the king of Flint" or "such and such the king of Flint." I never got caught up into that. I'm like, I'm trying to be the king of the world. And by virtue of being king of the world, I'll be king of Flint because I'll be the king of the fucking world. So for me, it was like,
Right.
that's how I always looked at it. Like, I'm not about to minimalize myself to just being the king of Flint. I'm trying to take over everything. I want to take over the world. So for me, it was like, it was tough sometimes because as a man, when you hear people say shit about you in their music, and I am an Aries, so it's like it's in me to want to be like, man, fuck that, like, you know what I'm saying? But I could say my manager at the time definitely would, when those things would happen, he would always be like, don't pay that shit no attention. Just keep doing what you do. Just make the music you making. Like, motherfuckers is just jealous. Like, just keep doing what you do. That mean you doing the right thing. That mean you popping. Like, if people are taking time out of their day to focus their attention on you, because you ain't focusing your attention on them, so that must mean you're doing something right. I seen a quote that said, damn, I don't want to misquote it, but just basically it was just like, when you doing shit, you don't have time to worry. Number one is not thinking about what number two is doing, but number two is always thinking about what number one is doing. You feel me? So it's like I always came at things from like a number one mentality. It's like I don't got time to think about what number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is doing. I am only focused on being number one. So I never paid that shit no attention. I always in one of the conversations I had with one of the cats who was trying to beef with me, I remember we had a sit down because we happened to be at the same club at the same time. And me and him, it was just me and him, and and I ain't gonna name names, but it was just me and him. And I said, bro, I'm never going to diss you. I said, you want to know why? I said, because I'm not trying to die over rap music. I said, see, I'm not going to do nothing to you and I'm not threatening you. I said, but bro, I got cousins that don't understand that you just rapping. I said, I got family members that don't understand. So I might not be a street nigga, but I got cousins who is. I got family members and homeboys who take this Jon Connor shit seriously, that look at me like, this nigga Jon Connor got to make it out so we all could eat. So over that, I know them niggas will do something to you. And I don't want to be responsible for something happening to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I told him, I said, I'm sure you got niggas that's the same way about you. Like that about you, they'll hurt somebody, kill somebody, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? But you got people that look at you like you're their way out. So to prove their loyalty to you, they'll fuck around and do something to me. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, then it's Flint. So everybody know everybody. This ain't New York. This ain't this not Chicago. This not LA. I'm talking about as far as the size of the city, right? If you do something to somebody in LA or Chicago, Atlanta, it's a big city. You could go hide out somewhere. You could probably lay low for a little minute. In Flint, man, everybody went to school with everybody, related to everybody, cousins to somebody, auntie dated somebody, uncle used to work at the shop with. Everybody is connected. So we not hard to find. So that's what I remember saying to him about, like, it's like, bro, I'm not gonna beef with you. And that's two black men. I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We not, and I remember saying the phrase, I said, we're not Jay-Z and Nas. I said, because ain't neither one of us got millions of dollars. So if Jay-Z and Nas beef right now, they're beefing and they're generating millions of dollars from beefing. At the time, I said this to my man. I said, bro, me and you not Jay-Z and Nas because we're not millionaires. And us beefing ain't gonna generate us no money. One of us gonna end up fucking dead because of this. So I'm like, we not Jay-Z and Nas. I'm never gonna diss you. You can keep making diss songs about me, but I'm telling you, man to man, I'm not gonna diss you, and this is why.
So I've never like heard personally like any of like these diss records, and I know earlier you said like you was gaining momentum, so obviously like Cass was jealous. What was some of the content that was like? What was they even saying in the diss records? I mean,
being messy.
Listen, it's the Kind of Culture podcast. When you tune in here, you gonna get the real. So we ain't gonna reference any of these diss records. We ain't gonna reference any of these artists. But I'm just curious, Jon, because we've known you for a minute, right?
Yeah.
And so in my head, if I think as a fan of rap, I'm like, how do you approach a Jon Connor? Like, what is it that I would say about a Jon Connor? So I'm trying to see like if they touched on like some of this stuff like in these records.
Well, for one, I'm gonna answer that question, but I want to make it known I wasn't just bumping they shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's
I wasn't just jumping in the whip and banging they shit.
So you heard like from like look, a little birdie on my shoulder.
Okay, the way it went, I might have listened. So it's like the same shit. Like anytime I've ever been dissed, it was always the same shit. If you want to diss Jon Connor, this is the playbook that I heard that this is what rappers would always say. He ain't no street nigga. He went to Catholic school.
Mhm.
Let me see. Shit. What Catholic school? He ain't no street nigga. At the time, it was he think he Kanye West. He think he Jay-Z. And that came because I didn't typically rap like what Flint rap sounded like at the time. I'm trying to think. And all of the rest of the derogatory names that would come along with those type of things. You know what I'm saying? But those were he and I don't know where the fuck. Man, somebody told me the other day that another one is that I'm not really from Flint, which is crazy too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's crazy. North Side, they nav. Like, that is literally where what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But those were the things that were normally said about me. Yep. Catholic school, ain't a street nigga, ain't from the hood. I ain't never see that nigga outside. And you wouldn't have seen me outside because I was a music dude ever since I was a little kid. Like, I was making music from the time, here go the timeline of Jon Connor. From the time I started making music, at 11 years old, I was on my mother's porch, and that I fell in love with making music. The way I love music now is the way I love music even back then. So I wasn't going around the hood and doing whatever the fuck everybody else was doing. I would ride my bike, like, you know what I'm saying, around the block or whatever the case, or go ride my bike with my friends when I was little. But my passion was being on that porch with my karaoke machine, making music. That's why the street niggas that do know me be like, when they found out that I was Jon Connor, it'd be like, Deucey, little Deucey that was on the porch is Jon Connor. Oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my real street niggas that know me, man, like, you know what I'm saying, that no, they was like, no, you wouldn't have seen Deucey because he was always making music. I never had an era of my life where I was a dope boy. I never had an era of my life where I was just fucking around and chasing females was the most important thing to me. I never had that. From the time I was 11, all I did was digest music, music, music. That was it. If it wasn't music, I ain't give a fuck about it. From the time I was 11, it was if you was trying to get me to do something else or, nigga, we about to go smoke some, I'm straight. I'm about to go make music. And it got to the point where my homies, they knew that. It was like, you know, this nigga Deucey ain't coming. He about to fuck with the music. Like, that was who I am. So I wore that shit like a badge of honor. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I wasn't doing dumb shit. I was focused on my dream from the time I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't have time to do dumb shit. I wasn't one of them niggas that, like, cause growing up in Flint, a lot of times, how many times you got locked up or how much time you did was almost like you was bragging on it, like, shit, nigga, you know, in the county, cuz, you know what I'm saying, nigga, cuz when I got that shit never sound cool to me, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get locked up. I don't want to go to the county. I like being free. I want to make fucking music. So if that's what I got this for, I ain't never trip about that type of shit. Cause like, yeah, you right. I'm not a street nigga, dog. Did I grow up around it? Did I tell the stories that I seen? Yes. But did I indulge in that shit? You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't. No, hell no.
Yeah, truth be told, a lot of the cats that portray as if they was a street nigga, they wasn't themselves anyway. But that's another story for another day.
Real talk.
It's crazy though in hip hop how we glorify struggle so much. Like I mean, even you look at 8 Mile, you know, Clarence parents had a real good marriage. You know, like that's the this. Like, that's
right.
I wish that was me. Like,
I wish that was me.
But yeah, but it's something else, man. Anyway, man, off the hate.
Hey, wait. There's one more thing I want to say too, because we got the platform to say it.
No doubt.
Like, and also getting dissed about going to Flint Powers and going to Catholic school. Like, I'm gonna keep it so real. So my grandfather, man, was the reason that me and all of my cousins went to Catholic school. He was like, he felt like they gon' learn what they need to learn. This was the mentality. This was his mentality. They gonna learn. They first of all, they are black, so they gonna learn what they need to know about being black because they family black and they all in black neighborhoods. I need them to go learn with them. Whatever. What are these white people teaching these white kids? What is this information that they think that we so poor we can't pay for, that they giving the white kids and having us at a disadvantage? And not even so much what was in the books, but what are these conversations? What are y'all saying? How are y'all interacting with each other? Like, what is the vernacular that they know that we don't know, that we growing up at a disadvantage with? So my grandfather really fought hard for that, and my mother, being a single parent, is like, I never took that shit as a diss. When people, this nigga went to Powers. Yes, I did. I watched my motherfucking mama work her ass off to send me to Powers, work her ass off to send me to St. John Vianney. One parent household, and she put me and my sister through Catholic school and sent my sister to college. Am I embarrassed about that? No, it make me proud of my mama. It make me glad that I did go through that, because, and love to all my white fans out there. I love y'all, but I'm just keeping it real. Being around white people at such a young age, it let me know sometimes, like, when a joke ain't really a joke. Like, when you're saying some shit that would normally go over a black person's head, like, you know what I'm saying? But, oh, I see, you really actually, like, kind of disrespecting me. I learned, like, how I learned about passive aggressive sarcasm. I learned about how racism don't have to be exactly you calling me the word nigger. It can be in hating behind the scenes or taking opportunity or judging me or saying some little slick shit like, oh well, you know, it just seems like Jan's a little lazy, you know, like, you know what I'm saying. I started understanding like both sides of the coin because I grew up in the hood and I was raised around like white people. So I had the best of both worlds where I could understand like and that how that would help me later on in my life when I started to have when I had to go to like business meetings with like record labels and all of that. I wasn't afraid to be in front of these people because these executives at these record labels reminded me of the white kids that I went to Powers with or that I went to St. John Vianney with. I wasn't intimidated by like white girls or white boys or like white men in suits or whatever. I grew up around that shit. So when I started going to these business meetings, I was already gamed up. Like, you're not just about to get over on me. You're not just about to talk whatever talk and act and think that I don't understand what the fuck is really going on. So I would always say too, when that would come up as like a diss or whatever, I embraced that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I enjoyed my experiences going to Powers. Not even just the aspect that I just talked about, but I met some really, really dope people and some of my closest friends I met when I went to Powers. So, and St. John Vianney. So I just want to say that even when people would throw that at me, like that was a diss, it's like that ain't no diss. I watched my mama work her ass off, and that was an accomplishment to her that as one woman, she could do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I always it always just made me respect my grandfather and my mother even more. So the things that they would diss me with is like he's not from Flint. Okay, that's fucking false. That's not even true. He not a street nigga. No, I'm not, but I was raised up around it. I don't glorify negativity. And if that's a diss, then it is what it is. He went to Catholic school. Yes, I did. My mama worked her ass off. She's a motherfucking gangster for that. And that's how I felt about it. So nothing that they would diss me with ever hit me to the point where I was like, I gotta respond. It's like, nah, you know, we gonna keep on focusing on doing what we gotta do. And you know, negativity just ain't it. Negativity ain't gonna get you where you want to go.
Dope, man. Yeah. So as far as let's talk about love.
Okay.
As far as Michigan artists, who has shown you the most love? That you know, as far as you recall.
The most love, I would say, shouts to my dog Kid Vicious, Royce the 5'9's brother, and Royce the 5'9 are the first Michigan artists that kind of pop up in my head. Just because I ran into Royce at SummerSlam when it was at I'm a big wrestling fan. Excuse me. And Royce was at SummerSlam when it was at Ford Field. I think he was with West Side Gun. And he was in the fucking the box next to mine. And we had like cause when we was leaving, I'm like, oh shit, there go Royce. I'm like, Royce, what up? He was like, hey, come by the studio. It's the same energy all the time, every time. Never switched up from the time we met at that bar that we was both performing in Clio to the last time I saw him, which was like last year at SummerSlam. Like it's always the same energy. It's always the same love. Anytime I reach out to him or matter of fact, Royce, he narrated my documentary, the Road to Legendary, which is available on counterculture.com right now. It's like I called Royce and was like, Royce, man, will you narrate my documentary? He was like, yeah, just send it. Same way when I asked him to do the verse. It's the same way. Hey man, just send it. Send what you want me to say. And he sent it back and he did it. So y'all can go cheap plug, go check out Road to Legendary, which is available right now on counterculture.com. It's narrated by Royce the 5'9". Michigan artists that have always showed me love. I gotta shout out Bazaar from D12. Anytime he got a show, whether it's in the state or whether it's out of town, he always reach out to me. And he actually told me some real shit last time me and him chopped it up. He was telling me the impact that my journey had on the game, which sometimes I don't realize sometimes. He was like, bro, when you was at South by Southwest and you had 40 niggas deep and y'all had the picket signs and all of that, he was like, you made everybody pay attention. He was like, bro, he was like, we respect you. He said, because you took your shit. He was like, nobody gave it to you. Like, no, that it wasn't like the end. I was like the industry golden boy and I was the chosen one. No, he was like, nigga, you took your shit. You kept making niggas pay attention till they ain't had no choice. So Bizarre, I want to say Bizarre. I want to say Swifty McVeigh from D12. I want to say Conniva from D12. Shouts to Conniva, his wife who also is his manager, man. That's like my big sis, man. She's just the coolest on the planet. Me and Conniva, we doing a project together. So everybody in D12 was always cool. I only met him a couple times, but he was cool when we met each other.
Drum and Meat Proof.
No, I just started to come up around the time Proof passed away. Yep. Trick as was always cool. Every time we cross paths, me and Elzai been supposed to do a record together. We be playing Instagram tag and shit. Like it'll be like, yo, bro, I got a record for you, and then like something will come up and we just keep missing each other. But that's gonna happen.
Hey man, give me L's hit, man. I'm gonna stay on top of him for that. We need that collaboration.
Yeah,
Jon Connor song. Yes, we do.
Man,
that'll be
man, that's love. Yep. I'm trying to think who else. Michigan. Me and Big Sean's relationship was always interesting. I don't know. I think because we was around the same age. I think at the time that we crossed paths, it was how every MC, like you, when you coming up and y'all around the same age, you in that mode of everybody is competition. You know what I'm saying? So it was always love, but I felt like me and Big Sean always had light love with each other. But it's always been love and respect. Like I think, but I would say in the beginning. But the older we got, it was love. Like you know what I'm saying? Every time we ran into each other. But I can remember the first couple times, it was just like it was almost like because his manager was cool with my manager. And it's almost like, you know how like if a man and a woman get married and both of them got kids already, and then the kids gotta go like, yeah, well now y'all brother and sister, go say what's up to each other. It's like awkward. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we fuck with each other, but we don't know each other like that. But I think in the beginning it was like looking like, okay, competition, like he coming up and I'm coming up. But then the older we got, you know what I'm saying, it was always love and respect. I think Big Sean actually, when I signed to Aftermath, Big Sean was like the first person that called me and congratulated me. And so did Royce. So other Michigan artists that show love. And then even people like my man True Classic, who is an artist on the come up, man, doing his thing. And who else? I'm trying to think of just because I don't want to leave nobody out. Show love. Throw some names at me, y'all.
What about the older, like the generation before you in Flint? Like the Dayton, like the Iras, the Raheem.
Oh yes.
Did you? I'm not sure if you ever got the Meat Breed or any of them.
Man, how could I forget? How could I forget, dog? Like, cause I'm so used to when I'm talking about Flint, like saying Flint. So when I'm thinking Michigan, I'm thinking about every city other than Flint, right? So of course, man. So my first manager had like a strong relationship with Bootleg, and when I was starting to gain traction, man, Bootleg came over and we did a record together. It's on my project Season 1, which is out on all platforms right now. I think it's called The City. But it's me, Bootleg, and an artist by the name of Brandon Bars. And Bootleg always show love. Matter of fact, all of the Dayton family show love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all three of them always show love, man. Anytime I ever called on them for a verse or needed anything, it was always love. Like, you know what I'm saying? I met Bree once when I was real young. This is back when I was performing at Purple Moon and Dollar Dave was doing the event. Y'all remember the Dollar Dave era?
Yes, sir. Purple Moon, Dollar Dave, yes.
Yeah.
So for y'all that don't know and ain't from Flint, Dollar Dave was a big promoter in Flint. he would run shows and bring artists into this club back in the day called the Purple Moon. And yeah, so that's when I met Bree. And what from what I can remember, because it was so long ago, then I met Bree before I even met my first manager. So that was probably like 2006, 2007. What year did Bree pass?
Let's see. Let me
Y'all
check that
forgive
real
us in the
quick.
comments. But yeah, because I want to make sure
2008.
Okay, yeah. So yep. So it was about 2006, 2007. And from what I can remember from the interaction, we were in the DJ booth and this was before the show. I think we was doing like sound check and it was DJ Hype. Shouts to my dog DJ Hype and MC Breed was back there and I just remember him just chopping it up with me and just being a very genuine human being. Shouts to his daughter Erica Breed, man. She's one of the coolest and the things that she's doing with his legacy, and I believe she's over his estate and over like his likeness and story and all of those things. So the things that she's doing, like with keeping Bree's memory and legacy alive, is a beautiful thing. So shouts out to little sis Erica Bree. But yeah, the hometown OGs always show love. Top Authority always show love. And I want to shout out to Bernard Terry. For the people that's watching right now, man, Bernard Terry is a Flint music legend. Like he's our, you know how they talk about like Clarence Avant, like how he was like the connector of all people in the music business. Like that's what Bernard Terry was for Flint music. Like it didn't matter whether you was a street rapper or R&B singer, pop singer, country singer, conscious rapper. Like BT would always open his door and have open arms and always have an ear to listen. And he was always trying to give us young artists game. You know what I'm saying? Like he would literally sit there and talk with us for hours, like until we understood like the business of the music business. So just about Flint, like people and OGs that show me love. I love Bernard Terry. Like he was like my father in this game, like a father figure
Wow.
as
Yeah.
far as music industry stuff. So I just want to make sure I give proper respect to Bernard Terry because he a legend, man.
And well, Bernard, like he had impact on like myself as well. I used to be, I used to do music as well. And like Bernard he showed me like everything in the studio, how to do this, how to do that, how to work, Pro Tools, how to what a compressor does, what's a limiter, what's a gate, but Bernard was, I think he was, for most of us that was in the Flint music industry, and my little time in the music industry, probably like 8-9 years earlier than before Jon Connor was doing your thing, but he was there then too. And then before me and my friends, he taught Dayton Family. He taught like even Ready for the World, MC Breed. Everybody came through Bernard Terry. So yeah, he had an impact. And we hated to see his passing away too soon.
Absolutely. And so anybody watching this, man, if y'all not up on Bernard Terry, go Google, go search, go research who he is. I want to do a documentary on BT because I feel like he deserves it. I feel like BT, man, have worked with some of the most powerful people in the music business and chose to stay in Flint, like chose to stay in Beecher. I'm sorry, Beecher, have a fit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he decided to stay in Beecher and be a wealth of knowledge to all of us. You know what I'm saying? He could have went anywhere in the world. He could have moved anywhere in the world. He could have been like, man, forget this place, but he never did. Like he stayed here and was available, for us to have access to his, like I say, wealth of knowledge, man. So yeah, rest in peace to Bernard Terry.
No doubt.
No doubt.
In the industry, are there any advantages to being from Michigan or disadvantages from being from Michigan?
I think because a lot of the industry is based in New York and LA and now Atlanta, and not saying anything bad about those places, but it's like, okay, like we got the shop here, right? Like we got like the automotive industry, and we got like like our peoples like that may have worked in the shop, right?
Mhm.
So like even when I worked at the shop, my auntie is who referred me and got me the job. So I think that that's how it is in the music industry. New York people gonna make sure they take care of New York people first. Atlanta people gonna make sure they take care of Atlanta people first. You know what I'm saying? New York, LA, Atlanta, you know, everybody gonna take care of their own first. So one big disadvantage being from out of town, being from Michigan, at least back then, because now the internet kind of then made it to where everywhere is just one place now. Everywhere is the internet. But you know what I'm saying? But back then, it was a disadvantage because like I said, those people that work in those offices, they taking care of they homeboy that they know from high school that want to get on. They taking care of their little cousin, they little sister. So it's that much harder. You had to be that much more talented if you was from out of town. You had to be fucking undeniable because you're literally asking somebody to not give an opportunity to one of their homies or one of their family members to put you on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that was one of the disadvantages because you had to be 10 times iller than anybody because, yes, it is very territorial. But an advantage, I would say, when you did meet somebody from Michigan in the game, they wanted to see you win. You know what I'm saying? I would say that, but that those disadvantages was tougher just because, like I say, everything is so sectioned off and everybody's taking care of their own. So if you coming from out of town, ain't nobody looking to help you out, man. Really, for the most part, for the majority.
Okay.
So, Jon, I did something just playing around with the internet, just in research, and before we hopped on the call here, and I typed into Google. So I just went to Google and I put Jon Connor songs about Michigan,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to see like what it said, right? Like which songs would pop up. But I want to ask you actually here. So this is kind of like a pop quiz for you
Okay.
about your own songs. I want to see, do you recall the songs that you have made that are primarily about Michigan? Let's see how accurate Google is, because we got the source right here. Google just pulling
Oh
from you.
shit.
So
Okay. Oh
pop
shit.
quiz.
Let's go.
Yeah. So Michigan songs or Michigan-based songs that you have made. What you got? You think?
Oh, you asking? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
So
you was gonna play. I thought you was gonna play something. Okay. Okay. No. No. You was asking me. Okay. Name them.
yeah. So I want to hear from you. Can you name the songs? And I got them in front of me. They have 8 songs.
So there's a list.
There's a list. You can go to Google right now. The chat people watching this, you can go to Google and type in Jon Connor songs about Michigan, and they have 8 songs. I just want to see if you can name any of these.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But yeah,
Okay.
like
All right.
if you give me titles, if you think about the song that you have made that are about Michigan, if you give me titles, I can tell you if it's on this list, and we'll give the whole list. But I just want to see if you remember.
All right. Let's
You
see.
made a lot of music. I mean,
Nah. Okay. Let's get it. Let me see. So one, I would say Michigan shit with me and Royce.
it's on here.
Okay. Is there a song I did called Michigan Girl?
It's not on here.
Okay, it's not on there.
But you got a song called Michigan Girl, though, right? Because see,
I
they
do.
didn't pick this one up.
Okay.
Okay. Now, which was that, an album or a mixtape song?
It was actually it was a feature that I did for an artist, and he was doing a project where he got a song from an artist from all 50 states, and the song had to be about the state that they were from. So I was thinking that maybe that one was on there, but okay, let's see. Songs I did about Michigan. Does the My Ain't No Future tribute count?
It's on there.
Okay, that's
On
two.
there. Yeah, I think that's 2011.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now it's about to start getting real fuzzy, y'all. Um, shit. Songs I did specifically about Michigan.
I can give you some hints.
Give me some hints.
Unconscious State. You name one song from Unconscious State from the album, but they have 3 more up here.
That was on Unconscious State.
Mm-hmm.
I was going hard for Michigan on Unconscious State. That was damn. Okay. Let me see.
And again, I mean, Google could be wrong. Actually, I'm kind
Are
of
they
fact
counting the
checking
song
Google
with?
right now.
Damn, are they counting the song with Danny Brown?
What's the name of the Danny Brown song?
I think it was called like Vodka and Weed or some shit like that.
It's not on here. I think that song might be about vodka and weed.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Man, you might just have to. You got to tell me. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, yep, no problem. All right, so the Unconscious State song they got on here, they got Effing Right.
They count that as a Michigan song?
See, we fact checking Google right now, John. We gonna send this to Google and say get it right. All right, so they got Effing Right. They got Unconscious State Prelude.
How is that a Michigan song?
We fact checking Google. And they got When I Was Young.
They just naming songs where I said the word Michigan.
Yeah, they probably.
We fact checking Google. We about to get with Google. We're gonna send them this episode so they can get it right.
And what was the other ones?
So they got an SOS song on here. So I'm just giving the album. I just want to see if you can guess the song.
SOS. The song Vehicle City with Clarissa at the end.
There you go.
Yep. Okay.
And they also got Reppin' for Flint on here.
Okay, that was a freestyle. Yep, Reppin' for Flint. Yep.
Okay. And then the last one they have on here it's from season 2.
Jay, when you edit this, you should put the Jeopardy music in there.
Yeah, I got you.
Damn, season 2.
Your 2011 project, season 2.
Yeah, you gotta tell me.
All good. They got Someone Like Me.
The fuck? How is this, man? Google wilding. That's a trick question, man. They because I didn't said Michigan in so many songs. They wilding. They wilding. But you know what? I'm gonna make some more Michigan centric songs. So next time we do this, like it'll be a definitive list, man.
No doubt.
Right. Here, I'm gonna deviate from the script a little bit. I was gonna ask this question about the Carissa song. So I mean, I don't know if they want to ask that, they still can if they want to. But what I'm gonna do on the since we're talking about Michigan songs and Michigan artists and all that, I want to ask you, what is your Michigan Mount Rushmore?
Oh shit.
Let's go.
Hip hop or just in general?
Hip hop. I mean, you could do a general one after, but we want hip hop first.
All right. Michigan Mount Rushmore of hip hop.
Yeah.
MC Breed, because I feel like without MC Breed, then nothing comes after. Because he had to go plant the flag in LA and go get a deal for them to know and recognize that there was talent here as far as hip hop in Michigan. So MC Breed is on my Mount Rushmore, Michigan. I would have to say, just being honest, Eminem has to be on there because I feel like he took it to a whole nother level beyond hip hop. He became one of the biggest artists just in the world. You know what I'm saying? Beyond just hip hop. Michigan, Mount Rushmore. Hip hop. Michigan, Mount Rushmore. Hip hop. Cause I only get two more.
Yeah. Four spots.
And we're gonna put up a graphic too as well. These are Jon Connor's picks for the Michigan Mount Rushmore.
Oh, that's so tough, man. That's so tough. Wow. Because there's so many reasons as to why. But I'm gonna just keep it real, man. Oh man. Damn.
Man, stop trying to be humble, man. Jon Connor.
Because I gotta make sure I justify, like, because Breed was the first. You can't, I want to be, I want to make sure my opinion is not biased. Eminem, like you said, you can't deny that. Damn. I am gonna say me. Damn it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was wondering.
Hey,
come on.
Wait.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
I am gonna say me, and the only reason, like I said, because I'm a student of the game, and the reason is, right. And if I have to, if I have to be subjective and be real, after the Dayton family, MC Breed, and Top Authority, we didn't have nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had shit that might have been bubbling in the city, but as far as like outside of the city limits, we didn't have nothing. So me knowing that and being able to be from Flint and be unapologetically Flint and be on the XXL freshman cover, I believe, and knock on wood, and it's all love to whoever come after me. But the fact of the fucking matter is, I am the first and only artist from Flint to ever be on the XXL freshman cover. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and like I said, I'm being subjective. I am the first and only Flint, Michigan artist to be on the BET Hip Hop Awards. Like, you know what I'm saying? I am the first and only Flint, Michigan artist that was on 106 in Park, which was a hip hop staple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am the first and only Flint, Michigan artist. I have my Dr. Dre, which they consider one of the greatest producers in hip hop history, right? I have my own song featuring Snoop Dogg on his album. So not only, like I say, most people, oh shit, I worked with Dr. Dre. I got the respect of that man to the point where you can have your own shit on my shit. That's how dope I think you are. You feel me? Featuring Snoop Doggy Dogg. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm saying, like I'm being subjective. And I don't know how I like it, because man, I try to I eat my humble pie daily, but with this Mount Rushmore question, I gotta say this shit because a lot of people don't say this shit, and I feel like this is just the facts. I'm not speaking about anything else other than the facts. Then you know what I'm saying? Like, man, having my own record on the Dr. Dre album, then working and writing for Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? Working with and writing for Snoop Dogg and Kelly Price and Keke Palmer and all of these people. I would have to say, based on those things, being from a city where like we didn't have nothing for like 20 years, knowing the battles I had to fight, knowing when I had to get on the mic, when I went to radio stations, I had to be as dope or better than everybody else that was out at the time to get respect and to replant Flint's fucking name in hip hop's brain, like single fucking handedly, like I had to do that. Jon Connor is on the fucking Mount Rushmore of Michigan
Yeah,
hip hop, man.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's me speaking as a fan and as a Michigander. Jon Connor is on the fucking Mount Rushmore of Michigan hip hop, man.
No doubt.
Is my
no
hat
doubt.
crooked? Okay, there we go. But so you got
Yeah, let me fix my crowd. Let me fix my crowd.
so you got MC Breed, you got Eminem, you got Jon Connor, and my last Michigan Mount Rushmore, I would have to say Royce. Royce is my number 4 because I feel like in the times when like Eminem wasn't dropping nothing, in the times when Michigan was super quiet, I feel like he was holding it down like to you know what? Can I split that last one? Can 2 people get my number 4 spot?
Who was the other one?
It's Royce and it's Big Sean.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And for real, because Big Sean came out in the same era when I was coming up. And I feel like he's from Detroit, but I feel like Royce kinda speaks to like the hip hop purists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, but Sean took Detroit to a level of commercial acceptability with like the record he had with Chris Brown and the I Don't Fuck With You and those type of records. I feel like he took Detroit past like and I'm not and I want to make sure I'm being as respectful as I can to all fan bases, but it's like yeah, Sean took it to like another level. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he took it past just underground respect and underground lyricism, where like just like conscious MCs, uh, we gravitate to Royce because we love hip hop. But I feel like Sean took it to a place where like white girls in the valley was caring about Detroit again. White hip hop nerds was caring about. They was on their computers. Oh shit, Big Sean! Like he came up in the era of like the blogs, and I feel like me and him kind of put 2 Michigan cities on the map during that blog era, where it was kind of like a transition from one era, because there's definitely a difference of eras. Like Eminem and Royce are a certain era, and then like Sean is a different era. Just like, you know, the Dayton family, MC Breeden were a certain era, and I came through and I had to put the flag in the sand for a certain era, just like how Rio and YNJ them and Louis them, they had to come through and they put the flag down for their generation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Big Sean deserve to be on that Mount Rushmore too. So my Mount Rushmore is MC Breed, Eminem,
Mm-hmm.
Jon Connor. Please, y'all don't hate me for that. That shit sounds so fucking narcissistic and ego driven, but it's not, I promise. And then sharing that number 4 spot is Royce the 5'9" and Big Sean.
Word.
All right. So yeah, we the last 2 questions. I feel like we made you go into your bag on this one. So
Y'all
I think
did.
we go land the plane here. So this is the final question. And I want to actually take you to a Vehicle City reference actually. So from the song Vehicle City from your album SOS. So you ended with a Clarissa Shields quote. So I'm not going to say the whole quote, but there's just certain parts of this that I want you to respond to. And so Clarissa at the end of the song says, "Well, I am Flint. Michigan lives deep down inside of me. I wasn't just fighting for myself. I was fighting for Flint, my family, and my friends." So as it relates to your career, who would you say that you have fought for? And name some of the things that you feel like, you know, that you had to fight for in the industry. So 2 parts. What did you have to fight for, and who did you feel like you were doing it for?
I feel like that Clarissa Shields quote directly applies to the way I felt about my journey as well. So everybody she said that she fought for Flint, for Michigan, for my friends, for my family, like I still take it that personally to this day. Like that's what keeps me going. That's what drives me. You know, I think about my little nieces and nephews. I think about the memory of my grandfather. I think about the memory of my homies who died, you know, in the hood I grew up in. You know, I think about all of the people who died believing in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all like I said, when I was coming up, the because my sister was older than me, so D-boy niggas would always try to like holler at my sister, and then to get at my sister, they would like try to be cool with me and shit. So they would like be giving me like the advice and shit. And it's like, you know, it's niggas in the hood that really like, you gonna make it. You gotta keep doing music. You gonna make it. Like, you keep, I don't give a fuck, Deucey. You keep making music. You keep doing what you gotta do. And I still, like, not to sound, you know, weird, but just to keep it real, like, those voices still play in my head. You know what I'm saying? I think about my little cousin who passed, who died believing in me. My grandfather who died believing in me. My grandmother the same way. So it's like just so many old ghosts that whose memory and whose voices that I still hear in my head daily. And that's who I do it for. I do it for their memory. I do it for the ones that I still hear. I do it for, you know, the kid that's in Flint right now that's wanting to make conscious music or wanting to make music where he could just be himself and not have to sell his soul. I want to show him and be an example that you can be successful in this game and not have to sell your soul. So yeah, man, like I think that Clarissa Shields quote suits me to a T. I do it for all of those people, and also just all of the people that have passed away, man, who kind of, you know, died believing in my music and believing in my message.
Where's mine?
Word. Yeah. So anything you feel like, you know, that you want to mention, you know, that maybe we didn't get a chance to cover, but you know, again, this is the Michigan shit episode, all things Michigan. I think we covered a lot of ground, but is there anything you think we missed that we should mention now?
Well, to end it off, everybody that's watching this, if you're not from Michigan, we love y'all too. But for all of my people that's from Michigan, whether you from Pontiac, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, throw some Michigan cities out there, y'all, so everybody.
Big Harbor.
Traverse City.
Yes, sir.
Traverse City dope though.
Yep, Lansing,
beautiful out
East
there.
Lansing,
East Lansing. Yep.
Kalamazoo, Flint,
Ann Arbor. You say Ann Arbor?
Yep.
Ann Arbor.
So I'll say this to y'all that's watching. You know, if you from Michigan, be proud to be from Michigan. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to be from Michigan. I think that your geographical region shapes your personality in ways that you never even think about it. I think that because we from Michigan and we born with all four seasons, right? We learn inherently, whether we realize it or not, that sometimes you got to just deal with life's ebbs and flows, and life goes through seasons, not just the changes of the seasons outside, but like it's gonna be people that come in and out your life, just like summer gonna turn to fall, and fall gonna turn to winter, and winter gonna turn, like we grow up learning that. I feel like in places like LA or tropical places, it kind of sets them up for an unrealistic view of reality. It ain't always sunny. It's not always springtime. It's not always gonna go. Everything is not gonna always gonna go the way you want it to go. And I think being from Michigan and the fact that we got all four seasons, we get to watch the leaves change on the tree. That translates to us spiritually. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We learn discipline because it get to be so much snow sometimes where you have to learn how to make constructive use of your time. There's times that literally you can't do shit about not being able to go nowhere. When it's fucking 8 feet of snow, it's icy outside. We learn discipline. Why are Michigan people so cool? Because we know how to chill the fuck out. We know, okay, ain't shit I can do about the snow. I guess I'm just about to go do something else with my fucking time. As you know what I'm saying? As where a lot of people don't know how to deal with adversity because even their weather never challenges them. Like, you know what I'm saying? In Michigan, we're born getting challenged by the seasons. We're born getting challenged by people. We're born getting challenged by poverty and, you know what I'm saying, trying to come up and get our finances together. The things that a lot of other people would look at as something to be ashamed of, or I ain't never visited Michigan. They got snow there. Man, the snow made us who we are. It let us know how to deal with adversity. I ain't going to Michigan. They ain't got this, they ain't got that. It made us humble. It made us to where we can go to any state on the map and we can communicate with any type of people because we know what it's like to have. We know what it's like to not have. We know what it's like to go to fucking banquets and having goddamn $100,000 chandeliers and shit on the ceiling, but we also know what it's like to be in the hood. That way, man, Flint, Michigan people, we know how to camouflage. We can fit into any type of environment. A lot of people don't know how to do that because they're only used to one thing all the time. So I would just say to all of my Michigan people, I love y'all. Embrace it. Be proud to be a Michigander. I don't care what race you are, black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, Indie, whatever you are, all my Michiganders, I love y'all. I'ma always represent for y'all. I'ma hold it down for y'all. And yeah, so embrace who you are. Love being from Michigan because I definitely do. I love everything about me is Michigan. Everything about me is Flint to the core. Y'all already know, man.
No doubt, no doubt. I think he said it all right there.
Yes, indeed.
Episode 4, Michigan shit.
Michigan shit.
Episode 4, Michigan shit. We up out of here. You dig?
Hey.
Peace.